Since 1978, Bill's Sporting Goods in Claremore has been the place to go for all your hunting and shooting needs. We tune all bows and refletch arrows. During these times of high demand, Bill's has kept prices low. Come visit us on Highway 66 in Claremore.
You know what they say, practice makes perfect, right? Super Bowl champs, gold medalists, they spend hours and hours and hours training. But what else do you need to become successful? Coach JC, founder of Dynamic Sports Development, is here to share keys to improving our game. How's it going?
Awesome, Casey. Thanks for having me, man.
I've been on your website, and it's awesome because there's all kinds of training for all kinds of athletes. It's not just your CrossFit people or your weightlifters. We're talking about baseball players and golfers and everything else. It's important for the whole body, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. And, you know, Casey, that's a great point you make because we don't train athletes in a specific skill. And that's why we have the capability to train athletes of all ages and all abilities. We started at 9 years old, and we've been blessed and privileged to train some of the top athletes in the world because our philosophy is this. You're here at our facility to become a better athlete. And the better athlete that we can make you, that's what's going to make you a better baseball player, a better football player, a better Olympian, whatever that respective sport may be.
So what do you find? What's the focus then to be a better athlete? You know, especially at like 9 years old, where they're still finding what they love. What makes a 9-year-old to a 16-year-old a good athlete?
Well, and for us, we have a philosophy. It's called the DSD Strong Way. And if you could picture a triangle, we believe there's 3 things for you to be a successful athlete. Number 1, it takes physical training. It takes you actually working on your skill, becoming more pronounced at your sport, and then the actual strength, the conditioning, the speed, the agility, all those components to be a great athlete. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, nutrition. Nutrition is huge.
Right.
And then number 3 is the mindset training. Just like you train your body, you can train your mind. That's a missing link nowadays.
This is interesting because Frank Shamrock's a big mixed martial arts fighter and coach, and one of the big things he focuses on, at least a third of it, is the mental. What mentally can we do now to prepare ourselves to be a great athlete, or even just not necessarily a competitive athlete, but just a great physical person?
Well, absolutely, and that's a great question, Casey. And here's what I have to say: if you're a parent out there watching, you're an athlete. This is just a crazy stat, but I'm going to share with you. Before you graduated the first grade, you heard the word "no" over 40,000 times. 40,000 times.
I did.
Yeah, so that's 40,000. So a lot of times we've been conditioned as athletes, as human beings in general, to it's a no environment. You can't do this. It's impossible. So the first thing we work on with our athletes when they come in is reconditioning their mind. Like I said, just like you train your body to train your mind to get in that yes environment. And we coach the parents, we coach the athlete to how do you actually get them to not use the word can't anymore? How do you get them to believe bigger and start to believe that it's possible? Because there's a lot of athletes and parents with big goals and dreams and ambitions. And every action you take, Casey, originates right here. So the cool part is once you transform your thinking, you're going to start to take purposeful action and do the things you need to do to become a great athlete.
So that's great. You're reminding me of being on the edge of the board, the edge of the diving board. My brother was a diving coach, and I was like, I can't. I remember saying I can't, and he tried to erase it from my vocabulary, but it's something that's ingrained in us. What do you do then physically? We've done the mind. Now we know about nutrition, right? You've got to eat healthy. What do you do physically to start those steps?
Well, when an athlete comes to us, again, we believe on making them a better athlete. It's about movement. Right. It's about performance. And we see a lot of athletes that come to us at a young age, they just don't know how to move properly. So we get them in there, we teach them how to move, the right motor patterns and the right mechanics to train their body, all right? And then we start working on strength. Strength is a big component to increase in speed and becoming a better athlete. And there's just a lot of weak athletes in the world.
Sure.
So our philosophy is let's get you to move right. Why? Because number 1, it's about preventing injury. And then number 2, let's get you stronger so you can perform at a higher level.
I love it, man. I love it. I love that, it's a lot of times we just talk about doing push-ups and doing squat thrusts, et cetera, but it's a whole package. It's that whole triangle. I appreciate it. It's nice meeting you.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
If you want to look and feel like this guy, if you know somebody that needs help reaching goals, call Dynamic Sports Development. Their website's unbelievable. And check this out. As a GDGC viewer, they're going to provide you with 1 week of training and free performance evaluation if you call today. Thank you for this, by the way. Just mention the Fox Special. The information's on our website, greatdaygreencountry.com. You rock, man. Now, if your student excels in school, maybe it's time to test their knowledge a little further in the classroom. Next, the classes that could help your child prepare for college. And nothing says summer like seafood. We're cooking up a recipe that you can whip up tonight. That's next.
know, I love what I do. I always love cooking. I love to be around food. Serving the guests, to me, it's the most important thing that I do every day.
Call to book your event today, 918-748-0.